Under the financial accounting and controlling, in vendor master company code data, step number 3, vendor correspondence. Under the vendor correspondence, the first field is dunning procedure. What is meant by dunning procedure in our SAP system? The dunning procedure in SAP defines how the system will send reminders or notices to a customer or vendor when invoices become overdue. It controls how many reminder levels exist, for example, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, like that. How many reminder exist, time gap between one reminder to another reminder. Let's say, for example, 5 days or 3 days between one reminder to another reminder. Text used in each reminder letter. What kind of format, what kind of informations need to be there in that reminder notice. Charges or interest added. So you can add additional charges when you are sending the reminder notice for the overdue payment, or you can calculate interest also during this dunning period. Where is it used? You maintain the dunning procedure under the customer master or vendor master in company code tab, vendor correspondence. Especially in vendor master, under the vendor correspondence in company code data tab, you can assign your dunning procedure. How it works? When the customer or vendor invoices are overdue, SAP runs the dunning run F150. Based on the assigned dunning procedure, SAP decides whether the reminder is needed, which dunning level to apply, what message and charges to include. Examples of dunning levels, let's say level 1, 10 days, friendly reminder. Level 2, 30 days, turn reminder with warning. Level 3, 45 days, legal warning or recovery notice. So these are all the some examples. If no dunning procedure is assigned, customer or vendor will not receive reminder automatically even if payments are overdue. Next field is dunning block. What is meant by dunning block in SAP? A dunning block is a field in SAP used to prevent a customer or vendor from receiving dunning letters even if they have overdue invoices. When this block is set, the business partner is excluded from the dunning run. When you are running the dunning run in F150, where is it used? Okay, you can maintain this dunning block under the vendor master company code tab, vendor correspondence. Why is it used? The block is helpful when customer or vendor is a dispute, payment extension or installment plan is agreed, legal or special handling is required, temporary suspension or reminder is needed, VIP customers should not receive automated notices. These are all the reasons to block specific invoice or specific vendor related invoice. Types of dunning blocks. A dunning block can apply at two levels. One is at master data level, blocks all items for a specific partner in the sense either it is a customer or vendor. Second level is line item level, so blocks specific invoice only when we are running the automatic payment programming or automatic dunning run. Behavior in SAP: if a dunning block is set, partner is skipping during F150 dunning run, no reminder letters are created, no change in due dates or balances, only impact automated correspondent. The example scenario: situation, invoice under dispute. Why block is used? Customer say amount is incorrect. Second one is negotiated, delayed payment, no reminder needed, holiday or vacation shutdown, temporary stop notices, high value customer, managed manually instead of sending automated notices for high value customers. The next field is account number of the dunning recipient. The field specifies which customer or vendor account should receive the dunning letters. If the reminders should be sent to a different account, then the one owing the money. In simple terms, you enter another account number here. Dunning notices for the current account will be sent to that alternative account. Why is it used? The feature is useful when a head office receives dunning letters for all branch accounts. Group companies want all reminders addressed to a central accounts payable team. One vendor manages invoicing and payment for multiple related vendors. Dealers or franchisees networks have a parent company handling collections. So these are all the examples. The account number 50001, the branch is Chennai, Dunning recipient is 5000, and the account number 5002, branch is Coimbatore. So the Dunning recipient is 50000, which means the head office account is 5000. If you sent 5000 as a Dunning recipient for the branches, then the branch accounts overdue invoices will generate reminders that are sent to head office only 5000. If some invoices pending in Chennai branch or Coimbatore branch, straight away we can send it to only head office, and head office will take care of the remaining activities. Effect on Dunning run F150. If this field is filled, the specified recipient account is used for correspondence. Related invoices are grouped and printed, sent together. The original account still holds the financial postings, only letters are redirected. Different from address redirect. This is account level redirection, not just changing the printed address. Alternate account decides who receives notices, how items appear in the Dunning log. So if left blank, the same customer or vendor account receives its own Dunning letters as normal. The next field is date of last Dunning notice. This field shows the date of which the last Dunning letter was issued to the customer or vendor. SAP automatically updates this date every time a Dunning run in F150 issues a new reminder letter. The purpose, it helps SAP, the number 1, determine the time gap between Dunning levels. Number 2, decide whether the next reminder is allowed based on the Dunning procedure rules. Number 3, track when the customer or vendor was last reminded. Example, if a customer's last Dunning notice was sent on November 15th, 2025, and the Dunning procedure requires 10 days gap between levels, the next Dunning can happen only after 25th November 2025. If you run F150 before the date, SAP will not increase the Dunning level. So the example for related fields: Dunning level, current reminder stage 1 to 3, date of Dunning key, run date of the last Dunning, next Dunning date, date when next reminder is allowed. If field is blank, which means no Dunning letter has ever been issued, customer/vendor has never been included in a run, or Dunning is disabled for this particular account. The next line item, date of the legal Dunning proceedings. The date of the legal Dunning proceedings is used to record the exact date when a customer's overdue account has legally entered formal debit, recovery, or legal collection action. Why this date is important? The number 1 stops normal Dunning notices. Once legal actions have started, the system should no longer send a regular reminder or Dunning letters. Number 2 indicates legal status of the customer. It shows that the account is within court-driven or legal recovery process. Number 3 provide audit and complaints proof. The date acts as a legal record for financial audits or court references. Number 3 provides audit and complaints proof. The date acts as a legal record for financial audits or court references. Number 4 prevent additional charges or interest if required. Some organizations stop calculating late fees or interest after the legal process begins. Number 5 helps accounts receivable team track case timeline. They can see from when the matter moved from internal reminder to legal recovery. In simple terms, it means from this date we are no longer just reminding the customer. This debt is now handled legally. The next field is dunning level. What is meant by dunning level? Dunning level refers to the stage or step number in the dunning process that indicates how many times a customer has been reminded about overdue payments. Each level represents how serious the reminder has become. Examples of the dunning levels: level 0, no reminder, customer has unpaid invoice but no reminders sent yet. Level 1, first reminder, gentle reminder to pay. Level 2, second reminder, more urgent follow-up. Level 3, final notice, serious warning before legal action. Level 4, legal or external collections, sent to lawyer or legal agency. So this is how you have to set up the dunning level. The next field is dunning clerk. A dunning clerk is the employee responsible for managing and following up overdue customer payments in an organization. This person monitors pending invoices, sends reminder notices, and coordinates with the customer to ensure payments are collected on time. The main responsibility of a dunning clerk, the number one is send dunning notices, which is nothing but payment reminders. Number 2, monitor overdue invoices and track the dunning level. Number 3, contact customers through email, phone or letter. Number 4, update customer payment status in the system, let's say in SAP. Number 5, coordinate with the sales or legal team if customers do not pay. Number 6, maintain collection records and reports. The role in SAP dunning clerk code is assigned to each customer in the master data. This helps identify which clerk is responsible for each customer, print their name and contact details on the dunning letters, track performance and workload. So let's say clerk code DK01 Mr. Ravi for the region Chennai, DK02 Ms. Priya for the branch or region Bangalore. They are the responsible dunning clerk. If a customer assigned to DK01 become overdue, SAP will send reminders with Ravi's details and show that Ravi is responsible for collecting the payment. Simple explanation: a dunning clerk is a person who follows up with customers who have not paid their invoice on time. The next field is key for dunning notice grouping. The key for dunning notice grouping is a field SAP used to group multiple customers or vendor together so that they receive a single combined dunning notice instead of separate letters. This key tells SAP how to group the accounts during the dunning run in F150. The purpose of this dunning notice grouping: it helps when a company has multiple branches but the head office should receive one consolidated dunning letter, and several customer accounts belong to the same corporate group, and the business wants one statement instead of many small reminders. So these are all the examples. For the customer C1001 Chennai branch, 1002 Coimbatore branch, C1003 Bangalore branch. But we assign the grouping key G001 for all the 3 branches. When SAP run dunning, instead of sending 3 separate letters, it creates one consolidated letter showing overdue invoices of all 3 branches. The advantages when we are using this dunning notice grouping: reduces printing and communication cost, clear collection communications, centralized handling by one finance department, better control for corporate customers. These are all the advantages. The simple explanations: this key allows SAP to merge multiple accounts into a one dunning letter during payment follow-up. The accounting clerk abbreviation is a short code stored in the customer or vendor master in SAP that identifies the person responsible for maintaining and monitoring the account in accounts receivable or account in accounts payable. It is usually a short ID like AR01, MK, PG, RAJ. This code represents a real accounting clerk in the company. Purpose: this field helps the number 1, identify who is responsible for the customer or vendor account. Number 2, print clerk details on account statements or dunning letters. Number 3, support internal tracking and audit. Number 4, filter the short accounts by clerk in reports, easily route queries and communications. So for example, AC01, the clerk code name is Priya. AC02, the clerk code name is Rahul. And customer C1000 is assigned AC01 Priya. Then dunning letters and account statements will show contact Priya AC01. Reports can filter account by AC01 or AC02. Number of overdue account per clerk. The business benefit. Number 1, clear responsibility. Number 2, faster query resolution. Number 3, organized workload distribution. Number 4, better reporting and monitoring. The simple explanation, it is a short code that tells SAP which accounts is responsible for a customer or vendor account. The next field is our account number with the vendor. The field stores the account number that the vendor has assigned to your company in their own system. Think of it as how the vendor identifies your company in their records. Why is it needed? Vendors often maintain a unique account number for every customer they supply in SAP. You store this number so that it appears on purchase orders and correspondence. Number 2, helps the vendor identify your account easily. Number 3, ensures payments and inquiries match correctly. Example, your company buys from a supplier called ABC Industries. In your SAP system, ABC may have the vendor number 200001. In the vendor system, your company may be known as CUST_789. So in this field, you store CUST_789 whenever you send documents like purchase orders, payment advice, remittance informations. The vendor can immediately recognize your account. The typical business use cases: vendor assign your company a customer number. Payment reconciliation becomes easier. Vendor can match orders and invoices quickly. Helps avoid confusions if multiple legal entities exist. The simple explanation for this topic: this is a customer number that your vendor uses to identify your company in their system. The next field is clerk at vendor. Clerk at vendor is a field in the vendor master that stores the name or code of the vendor's representative who handles your account. In simple terms, it is the contact person at the vendor side responsible for orders, invoices, and communication with your company. The purpose: this information helps your accounting or purchasing team whom to contact at the vendor for queries such as invoice issues, payment disputes, delivery problems, pricing clarifications. And number 2, improve communication speed and accuracy. Number 3, print the contact name on documents such as purchase orders, payment advices, statement or letters. Example, vendor ABC Industries suppliers. Vendor clerk is Ms. Priya. When issues arise, example, payment mismatch, your accounts payable or procurement team knows contact Priya for ABC Industries to solve the issues. Benefits: speed up communications, avoid confusions about whom to contact, helps in follow-up for invoices and payments, improve vendor relationships management. The simple explanation for this topic: it is the contact person at the vendor side responsible for managing your company's account. The next field is accounting clerk's telephone number at business partner. This field stores the phone number of the person responsible for accounts or payments at the vendor or customer side. The purpose: helps your internal team quickly contact the responsible clerk at the business partner for finance related matters such as invoice clarifications, payment status inquiries, dispute resolution, missing document follow-ups, and speed up communication and avoid delays in the payment processing. So where it is used: appears in vendor customer master data under the vendor correspondence details. Can also show on reports, dunning notices, payment advice, and invoice printouts depending upon the configuration. The next field is accounting clerk fax number at the customer or vendor. This field stores the fax number of the person responsible for accounts at the business partners organizations like AP or AR, accounts payable or accounts receivable. The purpose used when your company needs to send dunning notice, payment reminders, statement of accounts, invoice dispute documents, and payment confirmations. Provides a direct communication channel to the responsible finance person at the customer or vendor companies. So this is the purpose, and where it is used. Obviously, under the vendor correspondence, you can see the accounting clerk fax number. So the next field is internet address of partner company clerk. This field stores the email ID of the accounts clerk at the customer or vendor company. So which is nothing but the finance contact person. Purpose enables direct electronic communications with the person responsible for invoice queries, payment issues, dunning notices, statement of accounts, reminders, and settlement discussions. Helps SAP automatically use this email address while sending a dunning letters, payment advice, reminders, correspondence, documents. The next field is indicator local processing. SAP, the local processing indicator is used in the customer or vendor master and affects how correspondence and dunning are determined for branch or plant specific accounts. The purpose, this checkbox tells SAP that the dunning and correspondence should be processed locally. Statements, reminders, and notices should be generated at the company code or branch level, not centrally. Why is this needed? Some companies have multiple branches, regional offices, decentralized accounting. In such cases, each branch may want to send its own dunning letter, payment reminder, balance confirmations, statements of accounts. If local processing is on, then the specific branch process its own dunning letters are sent from that location. Local accounting employee handles follow-up. If local processing is off, then all dunning and correspondence is processed centrally, typically from the head office. So, the typical business scenario example, a company has branches in Chennai, Coimbatore, and Bangalore. Each branch deals with its own customers and collections. If the customer master has local processing enabled, then Chennai branch will generate dunning notices only for its Chennai customers. Other branches cannot issue the letters. Effect on reports. When enabled, SAP selects documents belong to the local company code based on account assignments like a summary. Settings checked, dunning and correspondence process locally, branch level. If unchecked, centralized processing, corporate level. So this is a summary of indicator for local processing. The next one is indicator for periodic account statements. This indicator is SAP controls whether the customer or vendor should receive periodic account statements such as monthly statements, quarterly statements, yearly statements. When enabled, this customer or vendor will be included automatically in the next periodic account statement run. How it works? If the indicator for periodic account statement is on, then the business partner will receive a statement at regular intervals. Their open items and balances will appear on the printed emailed statement. They are automatically selected when running daily monthly processing. If the indicator is off, the partner will not be included in regular statement unless selected manually. The typical business scenario example, a company with 5,000 customers want to send a monthly account balance statement to all customers. Statements should include outstanding invoices and payments. By enabling this indicator in the customer master, SAP automatically identifies the customer during the F.27 period account statement run. So what it controls? Setting is on, checked, meaning partner receives periodic account statement. If unchecked, which is off, partner is excluded from automatic statement runs. So the next field is account memo. Account memo is a free text note field used to store important internal information about the customer or vendor. This text is visible only within SAP, is not printed on invoices or statements or external documents. Helps accounting and finance users remember special instructions or remarks. The typical use cases. Example of what might be entered in the account memo. Customer pays only after 45 days. Vendor gives 5% cash discount for bulk purchase. Customer under legal monitoring. Follow before dispatch. Do not ship to old warehouse address. Expect payment delays. Verify the credit before dispatch. So these are all the typical used business cases for account memo. So we discussed elaborately each and every field under the vendor correspondence in company code data in our vendor master. Thank you.